Hello everybody and welcome to the stream. So I might not look exactly like on the thumbnail, but I think it's pretty close. So Gemini did a good job, I think. And as last year, I thought, why not ring out the year in style and, celebrate Christmas on the stream a little bit. So I brought a nice hot tea, and I also brought some cookies that a good friend of mine brought over to me just this afternoon. So black and white cookies. Here is a checkerboard one, and this one. So I'm actually going to eat one. Hopefully I'm not going to choke up. So if you have your drink and a cookie, to enjoy. So this is actually really, really good. And while I'm enjoying this cookie, let's double check if everything is connected. So I see YouTube, I see LinkedIn, and let's say hello. Hello everyone. Is this connected? Yes, it is. Perfect. So if you're on the stream, say hi. I always love to see your messages. It's always great to get feedback. It's always great to hear from you. And also, as we saw many times, it's always good to have somebody on the stream who says, I think you forgot to turn on your microphone. Or to help with the debugging. So let's see. I need to set up my screen and then we can probably get going. So, and let me get another browser window. Let's put this here. And then we should probably also get, and while I'm doing this, I can just show it. Here we go. Okay. All right. And I also need my Xcode window. Probably. Okay. Here we go. All right. Hey, Sebastian. Good to see you. Okay, so last time we worked on browser extensions. So let me see if I can still find the code. So we have got, where did I put them? So here's our Safari extension handler. Interesting. I thought they were here. Extension CLI MCP. They'll put them somewhere else. That would be embarrassing. Okay, let's see what we've got. It should be in the front end folder. All right. I can't find this. Okay, let me see. So we were on SE3 episode 13. So it should be here. We've got the code, functions, front end. This is the MCP server. These are, which extensions are these? Oh, yeah, that's the one. Okay, I was getting confused for a moment there. All right, so let's open this folder in Antigravity. So I think this should be the right one. Okay. So we've got our browser extensions here, and this is our package file. This is our source code. Here's our manifest, and it says save URLs to Sophia. And we've got the code for the pop-up window. And here is the content that will basically listen to messages from the pop-up. So the user can go into the browser and click the button, and that will send the current URL into the backend. So, and let me quickly go into Chrome and see if this extension is still installed. So it's probably this one here. Yes. So, and let me run the iOS application real quick on an iPhone 17. So, yeah, Antigravity is working okay for iOS development. I mean, it's basically just, you know, in terms of iOS development, it's as good as any other VS Code-based IDE. So that means out of the box, there is almost nothing in terms of developer support. So you'll have to install a bunch of extensions to make it work well. And so for this instance of Antigravity, I haven't configured anything, but I'm planning to investigate this in more detail going into the next year. And I've just started a series of live streams on the channel where I basically take people into the daily life of a developer relations engineer. And the plan is to just show my work, show what I'm doing, show the work as real as it is. And so if you're interested in that, definitely subscribe to the channel, and then join me as I build this out, right? So the plan is to use Antigravity to look at all the extensions that might or might not make this into a powerful agentic IDE for iOS development and integrate it well with Xcode and all the Swift compiler toolchain and all of that. So it's going to be good fun, I think. And there are some really exciting things that I'm really keen to look into. So here is the application, and let's go into Chrome, and then so let's double check which user I'm signed into. So I'm signed in as test@test.com. So let's go, let's see what Antoine has on his blog. All right, battery life on iOS. So that sounds like a fun article. Let me save that. Save current page. And here you go. So I saved it into my account and it appeared in the application. Nice. So that's working as intended, and no surprises. So what I thought we should try to do today is see if we can add sign in with Apple, because the thing is, everything that we implemented last time, and I'm going to sign out now, everything that we managed to implement last time was sign in with email and password. And the user that I'm signed in here is a test account, test@test.com. But in reality, I'm using Sign In with Apple because this is an iOS application and Sign In with Apple is so much more convenient. So let's see if we can get Antigravity to implement Sign In with Apple for our Chrome and Safari extension. So, and let's double check how this folder looks like. So we have an agents file that sits in the top level. So maybe it is a good idea to close Antigravity and reopen it from the top level. And also, let me quickly check. I think this might be better on the stream. So we have a basic, we've got a very basic description of what this application does, and I say very basic because it is slightly outdated. So for example, Vertex AI, the product that we're using to talk to Gemini is no longer called Vertex AI, it's called Firebase AI Logic. So this tells me that this file here is a bit outdated. So why don't we update that first? And let me see if I can get this window here. Okay, nice. Okay, here we go. Let's see if it works. Hello. Perfect. Hey, so I'm looking at the agents file for this project and it seems to be outdated a little bit. Let's work on making sure that it accurately reflects what this application is about. Can you please update the agents file? So we're in planning mode, and that means that Antigravity should be asking me for whether or not it should make any changes. We're using Gemini 3 Pro, and off we go. And while it's doing that, I'll have another sip of tea. So this might take a couple of moments because it needs to scan the entire code base, and that code base has a bunch of things in there, right? So we've got the iOS application, we've got a share extension for the application, we've got the backend implementation, we've got the extensions, which are in the front end folder, which is here. Yeah. Also, so I think, you know, this folder here, that is not in the correct place, because that is something that we generated last time in order to host the Safari extension. So it's still working. Okay. All right, so here we go. So it added browser extensions, a Chrome extension for saving URLs, locations. So we should probably double check if this is just for Chrome. Hey, so are the extensions just for Chrome? I thought they were also for Safari. So this is now pending, and now this is going to the model. Okay. Oh, interesting. So now, now it's like, oh, I need to please the user, apparently. So, I mean, the extension, the fun thing about the extensions is that they were built in such a way that you can use them both in Safari and in Chrome. So it should accurately reflect that. Well, to be honest, I think the browser extensions are written in a way that they work both in Chrome and Safari, don't you think? So let's see. I mean, it should. Let's double check. Let's get a Safari instance and then go to Tony Walls. Oh yeah. I mean, getting this to appear in Safari, that was a little bit of an issue there, right? Yeah, because we had to run this from Xcode. Yep, so this is more accurate. Nice. Okay, so, and also you might be wondering about this file here. So there is more, so I created more agent context files for Swift and Swift UI development. So they are in this file here. And that also refers to the additional documentation that Xcode brings. Cool, so that's good. We'll accept this. And now we will tell it, let's create a new conversation. I want to add another authentication mechanism to the Chrome and Safari extensions. Can you please check which authentication mechanism is currently enabled? Okay, so it should detect that we've got email and password authentication. And let's use Antigravity to guide us to the place where this is implemented. So it's analyzing the correct code. That's good. Okay, here we go. Based on my analysis, specifically this pop-up file, the currently enabled authentication mechanism is email and password using Firebase Auth. So here is the code, and here is the extract from the method. Okay. Right, so because this is a companion extension for an iOS app, I think it would be really good to also implement sign-in with Apple. Can you please walk me through what we need to do in order to implement it in such a way that it works both in the Safari and Chrome extension, taking into consideration that this is a single source extension? So one of the things in Antigravity is that it always makes this plan for you. So it will now go through and analyze the code base and think about our request here. So it's doing a little bit of background research, how to use Firebase Auth with Apple for extensions. Okay, interesting way to phrase it. So how to use Firebase Auth with sign-in with Apple for Chrome and Safari extensions. And once the research is done, it will probably, so it created a task document here. And we can see what it's doing, and it should check off all the tasks as it goes. So it analyzed the current implementation, and then it wants to design an auth flow for extensions, and there is an execution phase where it will implement this feature, and then there is a verification phase where it will verify that it builds, and then instruct the user to test this, because you could implement a test case for it, but apparently, because there are no test cases in the project as of now, it's going to prefer doing manual testing. So let's look at this implementation plan that it also created. And this is an outline of what it's planning to do. We will add sign-in with Apple support for the browser extensions. There are restrictions on the pop-up windows. We will use chrome.identity.launch web auth flow to handle the OAuth redirect securely and reliably across Chrome and Safari. Right, so I had no idea about this. So it's good that we get this guidance here. And then there is a manual step that is required. So we need to configure sign-in with Apple in the Apple Developer Portal and Firebase Console for this to work. So I already did some of that. So we can go to the Firebase Console, and then I think it's this one here. Yep. So authentication, sign-in method, and sign-in with Apple is already enabled. And yeah, so we've got a redirect URL. So let's see if there is anything still missing. Yeah, so we'll probably have to get the service ID and key. Okay. So, and then here is all the implementation steps that it's planning to go through. And then, yeah, let's give it a go. Let's proceed. More time for cookies. These cookies are really good. So tell me, what type of cookies do you have? So, or what are your favorite cookies? I think, so these are really, really good. I like them. But, oh, so we have another type of cookie, apparently made from almonds, and it almost tastes like marzipan, and that is amazing. You know, I could just keep on eating them. Then I'd probably actually look like Santa Claus if I do that. All right, so we now need to decide if we want to run npm run build. So let's see. Okay. This is looking good. Okay, so I have implemented Sign with Apple for the extension. I updated the manifest, I updated the pop-up HTML, I updated the TS file. I've also verified that the project built successfully. You can find detailed testing instructions in walkthrough.md. Please ensure that you've completed the prerequisite configuration in the Apple Developer Portal and Firebase console as described in the walkthrough. So we can open this walkthrough. Oh, it's already open. And it explains how to verify this, right? So first it says, hey, here are the steps that you need to fulfill in the Apple Developer Portal. Here's what you need to do in the Firebase console. And here is what you need to do in order to test this. So I'm just going to open this in Chrome and just, YOLO this. And look at that, it already refreshed it. So I didn't even have to go into the extension configuration here. Hello. So how do you get there? There's probably, there you go, manage extensions, here you go. So I didn't even have to refresh, so apparently it worked out of the box. So let's go to, well, let's try to sign in the first place. So sign in with Apple. Okay, so there is a problem. So let's see what the problem is. And it's probably that I didn't finish all the steps that I should have. Okay. Here we go. Let's try this again. Oh, we don't get... I would have thought we could get an output on the console. Let's reload this. Here's the console. Oh, okay. All right. So I'll just assume that we haven't finished all the steps. So let's check what we need to do on the Firebase side of things first, because that is probably what's easier. Okay, there is not much space. Let me try to make enough space so that everybody can see what I'm doing here. Well, it's difficult. I think that should work. Okay. So, sign with Apple is enabled. Enter the service ID, team ID, key ID, and private key from Apple. Authorized domains. Ensure your extension ID is whitelisted. If Chrome.identity redirects required. Okay. Although this usually whitelists this, masks this. Okay, so, all right, so I should not disclose my key here. Let me do this off screen. So I've got my Apple team ID in there, and I've got my key ID in there, and there is a private key. So that should be fine. Okay, and let me go to my Apple developer portal. Let's go into my account. Oh yeah, this is not valid. I need to use one password. Yep, and that is fine. Well, okay, so what does it say? Walk me through the steps to set this up in the Apple Developer Console. Oh, it's generating a setup document for me. That is nice. So do you need all that for sign in with Apple or auth code flow? Oh, so you mean the auth code flow is recommended for non-Apple applications? I think so. So let's see. Here's the detail. Nice. So log into the developer console, navigate to certificates, identifiers and profiles. Select identifiers. So here are the identifiers. I'm going to do this off screen because, you know, there are secrets in here after all. So select identifiers from the sidebar. I've done that. And then select plus. Gonna select plus. Select service IDs and continue. I'll do that. Continue. Description. Enter a name. Okay, so Sophia browser extensions, and then the identifier, that is dev dot. Let's see, what did we choose here? Can use the same. I think Sophia.v2 dot browser. Okay, continue. And then it says click continue and then register. I'll do that. Processing. Configure the service ID. Click on the newly created service ID. I'll do that. And then, so I can show that. It's not, you know, I think it's okay. So click on sign up with Apple. Click the configure button. Okay. So now we need to select this and then, okay, so now we need to configure the return, well, your Firebase project URL. So this one. And that one, comma separated. Return URLs. So, whoops. See? Never do that on screen. So I'll copy my authorization callback URL and paste this here. Then click next and click done. Click continue, click save. Okay, so now create a private key. So this is quite a few steps. So I navigate to the keys, click on plus, give a key name. Well, I mean, like, don't I? I already have one. I mean, like, I can create a new one. So, Sophia. Or should we just use the one that I already set up? Let's ask. I already have a private key for Sophia. Can I just continue using that? Yeah, so it's true that the Firebase console says that this is optional, but this is optional for mobile applications, and now we're implementing a browser extension. So in that case, I think it is not optional. And also, the thing is, if you want to implement token revocation, which you should because Apple says you must, then it also is required. So what does it say? Yes, absolutely, you can and should reuse your existing private key if it belongs to the same Apple developer team. Okay, do not create a new P8 file. You still need to, yeah, service ID, we've got that. Link the key in Firebase. Yep, I have that. You just need to add your new service ID to the list. Okay, so I am going to do that off screen because I don't want to leak yet another thing. So where are we? Identifiers. Oh, now I need to search. I've got too many identifiers. So this is the correct identifier. Okay, but now I kind of wonder, okay, skip to phase 4. Okay, let's add that. Okay. And now finally we need to go to authorized domains. Settings, authorized domains, and we're going to add a domain, and that is going to be Chrome extension. And then we need our extension ID, and that is somewhere in our manifest, I assume. No, is it not? What is my extension ID? All right, so I thought it was going to be some humanly readable string, but apparently it's not. So let's do this. So go to extensions, manage extensions, find this, go to details, and here is the extension ID. So that is not at all something that I would have guessed. So, and then I'm going to paste this here. Add. Okay. So let's try this again. No, it did not work. Maybe I need to. Oh, here are the errors. Not a healthy internet connection. Well, I doubt that. It seems like this internet is doing fine. Okay, so maybe let's unload. Hello. Hello. Okay, unload and reload. No, it's not working. So why is that? This does not look very useful. All right, so I get an error message. So let's see what the problem might be. Oh, maybe I also need to add this. Authorized domains. Okay. Well, I did that. So let's quickly create a screenshot and show it. So I think this is set up correctly, but let's see what it comes up with. Okay, so could you please verify these 3 steps specific settings? Okay, so let's first go to the Apple configuration in the Firebase console and services ID. Yes, it must be a service ID, not your iOS app ID, bundle ID. So yes, it is a service ID. Service ID is as registered in the Apple developer portal. I'm going to show this. Okay. Redirect URL. So in the Apple Developers Portal, select your service ID. I've done that. Click Configure. I've done that. All right. So I forgot to paste this handler, apparently. What? Wait. Well, it is included, I think. Here is the services config. Okay, so I think this one here, let's double check that as well. Yeah, that's already configured. Okay, so the returned URLs and service ID look correct. The final piece of the puzzle is ensuring Firebase knows about this specifically. Please perform this one final check in the Firebase console. All right, let's go there. Go to Firebase console, authentication, sign-in methods, Apple. Look at the field labeled services ID. Does it say dev Peter Free Sophia v2 dot browser? Yes, It does. Okay, so this should work. Okay, so let's try this again. Nope, still not working. Okay, so if you still see, it means the pop-up method is struggling with the extension. Yeah, so I never see any pop-up. I mean, we have a pop-up this here, but I think clicking here should open another pop-up, right? So, okay. Okay, so now it's updating the code. Oh, we need another entry point for login HTML. All right. Okay, still working. All right, so let's build this again. This worked. Let's see. Okay, we get new instructions to test this. All right, let's try it. Okay, whoops. That is interesting. So let's go to extensions, manage extensions. Hello, hello. Oh, come on. Reloaded. File not found. Well, let's remove it then. Load unpacked. And then we need to go to workspace, bundles, building a second brain, code, next, code, front end extensions. I'm guessing dist. Extension loaded. And now Sophia pin. All right. Well, okay, so the build is not complete. Well, so yes, let's do this again. Refresh. Click the button. Open log. Well, there we go. And it still doesn't work. So maybe that is an issue. Let's see. So content security policy. Yeah, so that seems like it should be easy to fix by updating the code. Oh wow. Like that sounds a lot more involved now. It's talking about creating a nonce, and I would have expected that it would have done that already. So yes, let's run again. This worked. Okay. Refresh. Reload it. Open login page. Okay. Ah. Okay. Yeah, this is the nonce. So it seems like there might still be an issue with the setup. Yeah. Let's see if this other one works. Nope. I'm now back at the drawing board. That's never a good sign. Okay, let's see. Instructing the user to retry. Let's do this. Open login page. Nope. I mean, maybe it was not ready. Let's do this again. Oh. Nope. Well, I see a problem. Force reload the extension. Well, it's interesting. So that is basically the LLM saying it should work. It works on my machine. Okay, so let's go back and refresh. Open login page. Nope. Okay, this is not working. So I'm going to give this one last try because we've already been at it for a bunch of time and this is clearly not working as intended. So load unpacked. And maybe what we will do is show in Finder. So I'm just going to delete this and then let's say, where are we? So we need to go to code, front end, extensions, and then npm run build. There we go. Okay. Code, front end, extensions, dists. What? Here we go. Extension loaded. And we need to pin it. Open login page. No. Do we get any additional info? Sophia content script loaded, elements. This all looks good, but what is the problem? Okay, so okay, it's trying to do a simpler ID token request. Okay, let's try that. So, this is the last try that I'm going to give it. If this isn't working, we'll have to come back to it the next time. So, refresh. And, oh, okay. Now we get yeah, I mean, that is okay. Yep, let's build one more time. Good. Refresh. And log in. Oh dear. Yeah, no, this is not working. Okay, so, all right, so we need to add that to our configuration here. Okay, services, IDs, configure, return URLs. Well, okay, and this is a, look at save. Okay. One last time. And here we go. Okay, so I'm going to sign in using let's sign in using no. Oh, come on. Fred. Yes, I want to pick this. Please, come on. No, I don't want to save. Ah. Oh. So let's just copy this. Yes, continue. And password. Sign in. Okay, so I should have gotten a message. And that's the one. Nice. I want to continue. Successfully sign in. You can close this. Nice. So now I should be... What is this? Receiving end does not exist. Oh my goodness. Oh, now it's saved. All right, so, and now let's also sign out here, and hopefully we haven't broken this. Sign in with Apple. Yes. And I need to provide my password. Sign in. That worked. Okay, and because we were on the home page, it actually saved the home page, which doesn't make a lot of sense. So just to verify that this actually did work, let's go to this battery thing here again, save this to the current page, and boom, here we go, saved into the account that I signed into with Sign with Apple. Ta-da! Amazing. And I think I should send a couple of party poppers for that. Nice. All right. So, as always, writing the code, well, you know, we didn't actually write the code, but it seems like the most complicated thing about this is to you know, get the integration to work. And that was a little bit more complicated than I thought it would be. Well, no, actually I thought it would be complicated because, let's be honest, signing with Apple or anything authentication is always a little bit more complicated than you think. But we managed to do it. And with that, let's go into the outro. So this is episode 14 in season 3. And so this is one of the final stepping stones to making this application really useful. And what's still missing is tagging, because my plan is to use this thing to power my newsletter and also power a reading list. So tagging is still missing. And, you know, because it'll be a new year in a couple of days, my plan is to start a new season, and that season will be to actually get this application ready for shipping. And I plan to at least ship it to test flight so you all can give it a try it out, let me know what you think about it, and then once it's out there, we can work on improving it. All right. As always, thanks for joining. Also, you know, this is the real life, right? I mean, like, this is one of the reasons I do it, to show you the struggle, to show you how, you know, even as a developer relations engineer on the Firebase team, we don't have all the answers, and we need to go through all of the steps of figuring it out ourselves. Thanks for tuning in all these past episodes, and look forward to more episodes next year. Also look forward to my live streams showing how I work as a developer relations engineer. These are going to start in early January. Merry Christmas to everybody who's celebrating. Happy New Year. And I look forward to seeing you again in the new year. Bye.